All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the topic of Gambit, a playlist that is loved by some and hated by many. Now, I did make a video. I was the first content creator to talk about this on March 8th, 2021. I got this video right here. I said, should Bungie just delete Gambit? And a lot of people were very, very angry at me. They're like, no way, you can't just delete Gambit. I mean, to this day, look at the comments right here. The top comment a year ago is from Joshua saying, there's more people playing Gambit than Trials, and it's more stable game mode than Trials. The second top comment was Spindly Tree says, if we get rid of Gambit, then I expect to see Trials go away too. Oh man, and then it goes on and on and on. A lot of people very upset at my idea of getting rid of Gambit. Now, I want to make a more detailed video here and talk more in depth about this and why I think Gambit should go. And I'm not a Gambit hater. I don't just hate Gambit for the sake of hating it. It's not like a trend or something cool that I'm just jumping on. I genuinely think it's not a good playlist. It combines frustrating elements from PvE and PvP and mashes them together for the ultimate game mode of pure frustration. Some people will like it for whatever bizarre reason. I mean, there's people out there that thought Destiny 2 Year 1 was the best because they thought the double primary meta was actually really good and the movement being slow was awesome. I don't know why, but everyone has some crazy ideas out there, okay? But Gambit, in my opinion, is a playlist that should go, and it should go. Now, I don't want to just delete it anymore, okay? That's not what I'm advocating for. What I'm advocating for is take Gambit and put it in the DCV, the Destiny Content Vault. Now, we've recently found out that Destiny can only have such a big size, right? Destiny can only be so big. Eventually, we have to get rid of certain elements, right? Like the Tangled Shore just left. We just got rid of an entire planetary destination. Why? Because there's just not enough space for all the new stuff that came with the Witch Queen. So, literally speaking, Gambit is taking up space that things in the Destiny Content Vault could be in the game. What I propose is, what if they took the old raids like the Leviathan, brought them back on a weekly rotation, and instead of having Gambit, we got the old raids back on a rotation. I thought that would be really cool. I tweeted this out, and this got a ton of likes. I mean, right now, ironically, this is a live update, so it's 1,777, so Bungie numbers, so obviously it has to happen, right? I tweeted out saying, put Gambit in the DCV and bring back the old raids in its place. Put them in the Legends playlist with Vault of Glass on a weekly rotation and watch how happy everyone is. If you had all the old raids on a weekly rotation and they dropped Spoils of Conquest, you know how fun that would be? Every week you get to do, I mean, it's an old raid, right? But you would get the enjoyment of only seeing it once a month or once every, I don't know how many few weeks, right? That would be really cool. I think that would be an awesome way. And I think that raids are the real cornerstone of Destiny 2. And I think that they have a lot more validity and a lot more fun to the identity of Destiny 2, to the IP of Destiny 2 than Gambit. I think that Gambit is kind of like the bastardization of PvE and PvP in Destiny 2. And I think that it is truly like the Destiny 2 Year 1 double primary meta where Bungie was stubborn and wanting to make that work. And eventually they had to crack and go back to D1 style and have the special ammo economy changed and everything, and literally go back to D1 primary, special, and power ammo. And it was for the better, right? Everything has gotten better ever since Bungie recanted that and went back to the old D1 ways with Forsaken and so on and so forth with randomized rolls on weapons, etc. I think it's going to be a really tough pill for Bungie to swallow to put Gambit in the DCV and pull these old raids out. And I'm not saying the old raids have to come out necessarily, but I think that would be a really good rotation. We're missing some of these cool raids. Some of these raids are so good and so fun. And if you just gave us spoils for completing those encounters and took those weapons and gave them randomized rolls, I mean, it shouldn't be that much developmental effort. I mean, all the bricks are laid down in place, right? This would be way better for the Destiny community. And this would be utilizing the stuff that's in the Destiny Content Vault that should honestly be in the game. I think that Gambit is taking up too much space in the game right now. We have Gambit Labs coming out, and I'm not particularly excited about that. There's an opportunity for it to potentially have some, like I have the tiniest little bit amount of hope that Gambit Labs will bring something good to the game, but it is honestly bleak, okay? Along with this, I want to talk about the player activity right now in the game. Bungie did a recent revamp. This is a live feed right here. This is the warmind.io website of where everyone is at in the game right now. You have 22% of the player base in the new seasonal story. You have 19% in Iron Banner because it's here this week and there's new reprise loot and Iron Banner is fun. I guess people really like Iron Banner. It's literally the second most popular playlist. We've got Patrol here, 17% of the player base in Patrol, 12% are in the raids, 11.6 to be exact, 7% in strikes, Crucible 4.6%, the new activity 4.3, Nightfall's 3.8, the dungeon is 3.6, and Gambit is here. It is the third lowest. We've got Gambit at 3.5, seasonal activity at 2.6, and private Crucible matches at 1.1%. So keep that in mind. Gambit is at 3.5% of the player base, one of the lowest, and they just did a rework on it, and they reworked Gambit entirely. They put in a bunch of developmental effort to rework Gambit, and still it is so unbelievably low in terms of its popularity. People in general don't like Gambit. If you're in Gambit right now, it's probably just because you're chasing loot. I mean, the number of people I know that jump into Gambit just for pinnacles or just for loot, like weapons that drop in there, is staggering. I mean, the people are like, yeah, I'll do Gambit for that, but that's about it, you know? And so if you were to take those things out of Gambit, I imagine the player base would be probably lower than private matches. And again, this is not to just shit on Gambit or to hate on Gambit. I just think that the fact that we have a limited amount of space in Destiny 2 and that we're allowing Gambit to exist when we could have these old raids be on a rotation sounds horrible to me. I mean, I would be much rather prefer to have those raids back, in my opinion. And thankfully, even though I get roasted every time I make this video, okay, I got all these comments from the haters out there, and you know what? It's okay. If you have a difference of opinion, if you love Gambit and you're like, fuck you, Lucky, don't try and get rid of Gambit. I'm sorry, but I'm not alone anymore, because Glad tweeted out on March 1st, one of the biggest content creators tweeted out, just delete Gambit, bro. Very eloquently said. 6,675 likes. So the Gambit train is growing strong, okay? And again, I'm not trying to get Gambit taken out because you love it or because I just personally hate it. I just think that it's taking place in the game where there could be so many better things. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Do you think Gambit should just get put into the DCV and bring those raids back on rotation? I miss the Leviathan raid. There's some really good raids that are in the DCV, some experiences that I would definitely have. Or what if we just had a couple more planetary destinations in place of Gambit? I don't know how much space Gambit takes in the entirety of the game. It's been subsidized from Gambit Prime to just regular Gambit, and they're doing Gambit Labs, so that's obviously going to take up a little bit more. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. We'll see if Gambit Labs is successful. If it isn't, hopefully Bungie finally, pulls the trigger on this, like they did with D2 Year 1, the double primary meta, and the static weapon roll meta, and they put Gambit in the DCV and bring back some old raids, because I think Destiny 2 as a whole would do better without Gambit. That is my genuine opinion, that Destiny 2 would be a better game without Gambit. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Don't roast me too hard, and make sure to subscribe with notifications on. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Later.